A desk setup that is minimal, functional, and with the aesthetics to boot is a bit of a unicorn. But I think I've come pretty close to finding that magical unicorn. This is the FlexiSpot Comha Pro Q8. Now when it comes to adding any new products to my home office setup, I filter it through my patented scientific process. Kind of. Okay, so maybe not so much scientific, but it is a solid 4-step process. So I'll start with aesthetics. Does it look the part? And will it match everything else that I've got in the office? Quality, will it hold up over time? And is the product actually any good? Functionality, does it do what it needs to do? And value for money, I want to make sure I'm not paying too much for what I'm getting. So I think we can all agree that most of these points will align with how you might feel about your space also. When it comes to design, I went with the white body and the bamboo top. But with all the different options of the Comha Pro Q8, they all have soft, subtle curves and integrated features that match the design. The buttons are flush and not really buttons. They're more like a touchscreen operation. The specific setup that I'm working with is light and bright and works with the soft green, blue, grey aesthetic that I've paired it with. The top itself is less than a finger width and creates almost a border-like frame to the white body. It makes pairing it with simple coloured accessories pretty simple and easy on the eye. The bamboo wood is light and the grain gives it an earthy, organic feel. The integrated drawer doesn't stand out like other desks with drawers, and it flows seamlessly into the frame. Excuse the pun, but this is one of the major draw cards to getting this desk. If I'm being a little bit picky, there's probably only one thing I'd change in the design, but I'll let you know a little bit more about that later in the video. But for now, I think it's ticked pretty much all the boxes that I need from a look and feel perspective. But aesthetics isn't everything, so let's have a look a little closer at how well this thing is actually made. The desk itself comes in 2 boxes, and if quality was measured in weight, then this thing must be good. The packaging says it should be a team effort to move them around, but I've recently started going to the gym, which means I can finally lift heavy things. Inside the first box is the legs and also the feet which attach to the legs. They're heavy and solidly built, which you would expect. In the big flat box is obviously the tabletop, as well as the instructions, which I found to be pretty simple to understand. I read a review that someone had some trouble with the instructions, and honestly, this couldn't be further from the truth. I actually don't think I even needed the instructions. There's barely any steps to put this whole thing together. I found a hard plastic thing in the box as well. It didn't open, and I'll show you what it's meant for later in the video, as I only worked out what it was after I finished setting the whole thing up. One of the things I loved was how they pack the corners with these hard rubber packs. It's the part where most boxes will get damaged, and these things ensured a safe delivery. Here's a look at the size of the top next to me. I'm 172 centimeters tall. I'll leave that with you to work out in inches and feet. And so the one thing that I would change is in the accessories box, and that comes with the power cord. I've got the white frame, so I think I would love to have seen a white cord come with the box as well. But really, that's just me being a bit picky. I've built a few stand-up desks in my time, and when I say the installation is easy, I would say this is probably the easiest one that I have ever done. All you need to do is just attach the legs through some pre-drilled holes, screw on the feet, plug in a couple of cords, attach the power, and then cover the whole thing up with the cover plate, and you're pretty much done. Another thing I love with the legs is how they're just a little bit offset towards the back. It's just a nice little design feature that kind of keeps the legs out of the way as well. There's a million different standing desks out there in the world, and for me, I think most of them are not as functional as you'd want them to be. They need to hold at least some sort of weight, and they need to not wobble when all of your gear and all your computer bits are on there. You don't want to be typing away and the thing to wobble away on you. But I dare say that is a minimum standard. And without sounding too greedy, I think we deserve more. And with this desk, I think we get that. The integrated drawer is so well built, I feel like it's just going to last a long time. It's not too big and intrusive, but I think it's big enough that it will fit all the little knickknacks that you want to throw into it. It comes with 4 programmable height presets. When it's at the bottom, it lets you know. I've set my heights to bottom position, sitting height, standing height, and then top for when you want to store things under the desk, or if you need to get underneath to adjust some cables or plugs or whatever. There's also 2 USB power options, a USB-A and USB-C, which I think comes in really handy. For me, I love plugging in things like my keyboard or just any other peripherals or accessories. However, I think the most minimal feature of this whole entire desk is the wireless power option that it has integrated into the desk. I mean, it doesn't get much more minimal than no wires at all. When it comes to cable management, there's a small cable tray that sits underneath the desk that I screwed in. But again, that black cord, I wish it was white, but still, it's not too bad. You can hide it around the legs like I have. Now if you look closely at the underside of the table where it meets the tabletop, you'll notice that there's no space for a monitor arm. Now if you remember that hard plastic thing that we found in the box, well basically that fixes that issue. But for me, I'm not going to be attaching a monitor arm to this unit just yet, so for now we're just going to hide it away in the drawer. Now I know everyone has different budgets in mind and what they plan on spending on their home desk setup, so I've left a link in the description so you can click through and check what the current price is of this FlexiSpot Comha Pro Q8 desk, along with all the other accessories that I've featured in this video. But in the end, this desk is actually not mine. This is going to be my daughter's desk, so I dare say this is probably the cleanest it's going to look for a long time. Overall, I think this is one of the best value for money desks that you can get on the market at the moment. I definitely give it my approval, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe. But that's it from me. It's time for you to go and get out of here.